I made a simulation in Unity to simulate the movement of a Frisbee. How I started working on the simulation was by doing some research into how Frisbees actually work. I've never really thought about how a Frisbee is able to glide when you throw it, so doing research on it was pretty interesting. Here's what I found. A Frisbee is a disc that has a central part and a rim on the edge of the Frisbee that curves downward. By spinning the Frisbee becomes more stable in the air. There are three main forces that act on the Frisbee that allow it to glide through the air the way it does. The first is weight. The weight of the Frisbee pulls the Frisbee down toward the earth because of the earth's gravity. The second force, which is lift, counteracts the weight of the Frisbee by pushing it upward, allowing it to stay in the air for longer. The third force is drag. Drag is a force that acts on the direction of the Frisbee is moving in, or the direction it's been thrown. So the less drag a Frisbee has, the further it will be able to go. Because of air's property of exerting a net force on an object, net force being lift plus drag, when a Frisbee travels through the air on top of the Frisbee will begin to travel faster than the air on the bottom of the Frisbee. Because the Frisbee's more flat top part is on top and the bottom part of the Frisbee with the rim faces down, the difference in airspeed on the top part and the bottom part of the Frisbee creates a pressure difference. While in the air, the pressure on the bottom of the Frisbee is more than the top part of it. All of this allows the Frisbee to glide in the air the way it does. So after learning about how Frisbees actually work, I came up with a simple but effective system for the simulation. Because there are three main forces that are applied to the Frisbee at any given time, those three being drag, lift, and weight, I would just apply those forces to the Frisbee at the same time and just have a way of changing the values for each of them. There's also one more force that acts on the Frisbee, which is throw. Without throw, the Frisbee could not really go anywhere, so this was a necessary addition. After making the main simulation, I wanted to implement game modes so that you could test out how the different values affected the Frisbee in different ways. Right now I only have 2 game modes / test areas, the tutorial to show how the mechanics of the simulation works, and the time mode. Right now the time mode does not have a timer, but how it works right now is once you start, 3 different size targets will spawn in a semi-random location in front of the player character, and then you can of course hit the targets. Some features I would like to add would be some other test areas / game modes, and maybe some cosmetics for the Frisbee and or the player character. After finishing this project, I want to release it on a platform like Steam for free so that people can play it and test it out. That is all for now. If you have any ideas or feedback, you are free to leave it in the comments.